Hello there. Welcome to Bronze and welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. And it is the third time we are here in Melbourne tonight, then, as we look down at this splendid venue here. And this is the pit complex at the moment. There's no drivers have come out onto the circuit yet. So, yes, you've not missed any single bit of action whatsoever. And yes, we have had some. We've had some pretty incredible racing over the past couple of nights, haven't we? I must say, there's been a lot of penalties, so hasn't it? Exactly what Sirius Mushroom has been saying throughout the week so far. Anyway, let's get on with the drivers and the constructors whilst there is no car out on circuit. At the moment as I look up, there is still no car out on circuit. Just a quick reminder that, of course, the results from from Sunday, I should say. Of course, the Mortal won, and I think it was Percy who came second in the end with Gurman in third. That is only the fourth time in ALR Gold history that we have had a 1-2 for a constructor. So fantastic stuff indeed there for gold then. But yeah, that was the final result in the end then, after all the shenanigans going in. I think that also we might have some results altered a bit in silver as well, mainly because of all the penalties that are going on and all that kind of great stuff then. Or maybe not so great stuff then. Anyway, let's quickly go on with the constructor drivers and the constructor, shall we? This is how it stands, and Vessier leads the way then, 15 points in front of Dynamo Dan, who has moved his way up into second position, I'd say. Third position is Slayer, and great start for Slayer this season. New Potato in fourth. Dr. Troops only raced once, but he's in fifth at the moment. TK in sixth on 10 points. Mushroom in seventh on 8. Vintage also on 8 points as well. Smithfield Mighty has got 6, 2 for Marsky and 1 for Kiki. Constructors Championship, Red Bull lead the way, 8 points in front of Alpine, second only. Of course, Alpine are the defending Constructors Champions. We got Haas in third, then on 30 points, 27 points for both the Mercedes and the Ferrari team. 10 points back is the Alfa Romeo team on 17. 10 points for the Williams team, 9 points for the AlphaTauri, 6 for McLaren, and Neil Poir for the Aston Martin team then. In the joint constructors, we have a tie at the top at the moment after the gold standings. Of course, silver is still pending at the moment because, of course, we have any late any late incidents and all that kind of malarkey. But as it stands then from gold, it is Haas that leads the joint constructors and Alfa Romeo on 113 points so far in this joint constructors championship. So looking good there, looking forward to that thing, because I think that's going to be a season long battle then. I'm as we're just watching the Haas card, and as he flies past me now, now just coming down into turn 5, and you can see Kiki very much on all bearings, all parts of the track he needs to be here. Of course, for Kiki, he is a two-time pole sitter, as the Kiki is. Of course, with McLaren team, he's a very quick driver indeed, Kiki, but unfortunately, in terms of race trim, oh my goodness me, and somehow he's kept it on the straight and narrow. I'm sure he's going to have to change his overalls after that one, but as I was saying, Kiki, quick customer in qualifying them, but the race trim, he does struggle sometimes to get to the checkered flag, doesn't he? Or to get to the checkered flag without having some kind of incident there. But let's see what Kiki can do then. Out of the final turn then for the AlphaTauri driver. I do like the red splash on the AlphaTauri. I know it's not the most favourite of cars in the world, but I do like the red splashes. It's quite cool in my opinion. Kiki has gone fast at the moment. We've got a Ferrari off the circuit of New Potato struggling there. I wonder if he's just trying to get some tyre temperature up. Then in that Alpine, having a couple of issues there. I'm not sure if that Alpine is on a lap. And Vintage are also on a lap as well at the moment. Just take a look then. I don't think that Alpine was on a lap, was he? I think he might have been actually. Just on board, Jay Higgs is on a lap then. Besser's gone past us there minutely in front of Cody B. We're talking about the reserve drivers just a few moments there. But Higgs was on a lap, and I think that he would have got a bit quicker than that, to be fair. So, not good at all. And Marsky has just gone fifth fastest out. Vintage in car 5, the famous car 5 in at 6th position at the moment. New Potato then on a lap at the moment. We've got Dynamo Dan out there as well, of course, last season's runner up then. And if you think about it, then it's probably one of the favourites to win the World Championship, of course. And of course, this is a new game, isn't there? So anything can happen, and it usually doesn't it, in Formula 1 ALR as well. On board Dynamo Dan in the Haas car. Of course, Haas doing very well then, just as he goes over the rumble strip as well. So we've got a couple of reserves in tonight. Then we've got Collins, who will be in for the Alfa Romeo. Cody B making his, I think he's raced in bronze before, to be honest. Cody B has said. He was a full-timer in the... in Cobalt, wasn't he, only for one race? And I think he was only a full-time driver in bronze for one race as well. Last time he raced in bronze was actually for the Aston Martin as well, which was a full-time seat, Cody B. But hopefully Cody B will stick around a bit longer this time. He's currently second fastest at the moment. Dynamo Dan has just gone 6th at the moment. Jay Higgs then has basically raced in all 3 races so far, the reserve driver. So hats off to him, and I think that he should be next in line for the bronze seat if there is any spare going on then. Lovely stuff indeed then. And the other reserve driver there, as I mentioned, there is Collins. Alfa Romeo. New Potato has gone fast as the first driver then to dip into the 1:17 hour, 1:17.9 then for the first ever bronze champion. 9 cars have set a time on the board then. Aston Martin, I don't think have actually scored a point yet, but here is car 47, and goodness me, that didn't sound like hybrid to me then in the background as someone was just showing their size there. Across the line there comes TK going at second fastest, 0.3 seconds away from New Potato at the moment in the Williams. TK then was on course for a good result, wasn't it? But it did unravel slightly, didn't it? Watch his teammate Duncan Dave, who's just on the very short straight then, down into 13 then before going into 14 as well. I love Duncan Dave's helmet there, that's absolutely splendid stuff indeed. Out of the final turn then for the Williams driver then, a bit late on the DRS there for Duncan Dave, across the line then, and he goes 11th fast at the moment. I'm wondering if that was more of a just a getting himself in the right operating window there. As Collins is invalidated this time, and then Smithy Almighty is coming to the back of that Alfa Romeo now. Hopefully Collins will get out of the way. I haven't heard anything more about that blocking incident there, so I wonder if Higgs may have been on a very steady lap, albeit say steady. He's in 5th position from there. Collins there, who is just doing a bit of hops, then Smithy Almighty is probably not going to appreciate this too much there, because Collins is very much right in his way, and goodness me, Smithy Almighty, I don't think he's damaged the McLaren, but that has certainly ruined his lap, hasn't it? And in the behind there is TK coming into the pits as well. First and second, well there, TK second, well there with New Potato currently fast, but Smithy not going to be a happy chappy on that one, is he? I wonder if Collins was more focused on getting the car in the right operating window, which I don't blame him, to be honest, because these cars are basically very quick Game Boys, aren't they? It's certain Game Boy, goodness me, I'm sure my age, aren't they? Very quick computers, aren't they? To say the least. And there's so many controls, so many gizmos and gadgets in the cars to really get them going. Evening from Cody. Good evening to you, Cody. Let's go bronze. Knowlesy is saying, and hashtag ALR from Equas, and evening from Serious Mushroom. That will be a paddling from Serious Mushroom as well. I'm sure about that. Kiki is unfortunately validated his time on his second time run then. Kiki very keen then to have another bite of the cherry. Good stuff indeed there. Just watching Collins then, who may be in a bit of bother then, but he's in the Alfa Romeo at the moment. Alfa Romeo got a special livery coming up in the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend. It's got like a lot of kick on it with a bit of splash of green as well, which looks interesting to say the least, doesn't it? I'm really looking forward to seeing this Albany back on the Formula 1. Oh gosh, there's Collins there going a bit too wide in turn 13 now, and you can see that Alfa Romeo is going to need a scrub, I think, at the end of this one. There's a lot of dirty cars to get the gold and silver over the past 2 months. They're coming across the line there, and he goes past this at the moment. Sorry, I got a... Oh gosh, I was eating an ice cream a minute ago, and I've had I got really sensitive teeth, and it's really starting to hurt all of a sudden. I thought that I think I breathed in a bit too quick. Oh gosh, never mind. Anyway, enough about that. Goodness gracious me, Sean. Sort yourself out. Higgs said currently in fifth position. I think I'm saying his name wrong. It doesn't sound right to me. But never mind. Let's just pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Obviously then, I had Carl Blue Game Boy Color. It was the go. I'm sure I had I think I had the blue one but it was like see-through. Marsky going just under a tenth of a second slower in his first time. I'm sure I had I think I had the purple one as well, you know. Oh no, blue, no, it's not the blue actually. I think I had the purple one, but it was kind of see-through. It's really cool. I love the Game Boy Color. It's fantastic. Although I used to play on there, F1 World Grand Prix, but I must admit, it was my most favourite game in the world. But that was before. I think I had my PlayStation 1 way back in. And first ever game I had, and that was F1 98. Less we said about that, the better. If you ever thought F1 22 was bad, try playing that game. Goodness gracious me. But as we come into, that's probably the worst game in history of. That's definitely the worst game I've played on F1. Certainly, Collins there, who is. Just improved by 2 seconds. I say just, he's improved quite nicely by 2 seconds. Wow, Alibi's invalidated his time in the Red Bull, so he's going to have another bite of cherry. TK just starting his lap as well. Higgs is invalidated his lap, unfortunately. Dynamo Dan also starting his lap as well. So we've got a couple of drivers spread out here then, so let's keep an eye on what TK can do then. I'm always sus. Serious Rushman saying, Vestia, sorry for setting a bad first lap. I set the same time without errors. Vestia is saying, oh goodness me, well, Vestia is only 4 tenths of a second away without errors, and it shows that Vestia's got some speed in that Red Bull. A man very much on fine Vettel at the moment, isn't he? And that is pun intended, of course. Vettel, one of the most successful drivers in Red Bull's history. I think the second most successful driver. Well, it depends on what you class as successful. Do you class championships or wins? I would say championships. I would still think that Vettel at this moment in time is still the most successful driver in Red Bull's history, but Max Verstappen very much catching him up. But Vestia currently third at this moment in time. Let me Hings as in wings. Then okay, I'll go with Hings then. I kept saying Higgs in the last stream. It was really annoying me. Goodness me. You can tell what I do with my spare time, can't you? Rewatch ALR stuff. To be fair, we was trying to get some clips for the YouTube shorts and TikTok. TK, that could be a short. That is pole position there with 6 minutes to go. Great time indeed. Cody is looking very strong, but I think it was Dynamo Dan I was looking at. I was indeed. He has gone fifth fast motor. Cody in a very fine fourth there in the Aston Martin, looking very strong in the very strong as well. His teammate just in front of us here of Swanshanks there. His things are starting to really heat up here. Smithy in 8th position. Winnie is elevated himself up into 10th there, but shame on him for that default helmet. Good stuff indeed then. Very, very nicely done. Oh gosh, and one word there. And I'm not sure if New Potato has invalidated his time now. He was currently on pole position, but TK has very much lowered the bar. Goodness gracious me. And Cody coming across the line. There's problems for Cody. He's lost 2 seconds in the intermediate split time now. Unfortunately, so that's disappointing indeed. Swanshanks starting his lap now then in the second Aston Martin. Currently down in 12th position. We've got Luke out on track as well, of course, another sub actually, I forgot about Luke, I apologise profusely, a Grand Prix winner in bronze, driving the Ferrari tonight then, Alibi on an outlap, we got Slayer also on an outlap as well. Let me catch up with your comments, ladies and gentlemen. Sensitive for horrible, and to be fair, Gordo, you shouldn't really have any sympathy for me. I was being a really so-and-so and having a quick ice cream before I come on air, which is shocking stuff indeed. Shame on me. I should be more professional, really, shouldn't I? For some reason, I really get the munchies about 7 o'clock. Swanshanks has unfortunately gone to the final circuit. We do not rent this weekend, or this week I should say, so he's invalidated his time. Alibi just come out of the car park. We got Slayer just in front of it at the moment on the newer part of the circuit. Of course, this is the first time I used this certain configuration was back last season now. I think this is our 9th visit in ALR to Australia. Australia. Of course, Bronze is the sixth season now, so we've been, and Bronze has always been here in Australia, as has ALR as a whole, though. So we've never missed an Australian Grand Prix since ALR began, which is, of course, we shouldn't do. It's a fantastic circuit. Absolutely love it indeed, then. Go to Quality Mushroom then. Not here, Serious Russian said. Oh, goodness me, where is he? 1-2 for Williams in gold then. Yes, indeed then. Williams, great stuff indeed. That is only the fourth time in ALR Gold history that we've had a 1-2. Renault have had 2 1-2s. Slayer goes 6th fastest. McLaren have had 1-1-2. And now Williams has had 1-1-2 as well then. So really good stuff indeed. I was looking for Alibi, but he's come back into the pits now. Luca on a lap of the road at the far end of the course then. Scott is out. Oh, Ferrari, I'm looking at the wrong one. And it is New Potato. Pole position by 700ths of a second. Magnificent stuff indeed. Lovely jubbly. Wow, I gotta say that the Ferrari is looking very tasty indeed here tonight then. Mamma mia. Luca across the line, third fastest as well. Underline the Ferrari's impeccable performance so far in qualifying. But this session's only 15 minutes old then. So we have got a long way to go still. And this is only just qualified, of course, but magnificent stuff indeed. Sarah coming back into the pits. What about Duncan Dave then? Duncan Dave is gone up to 11th then, and so he'll be happy with that. Marski has found 2/10 of a second as well in the Haas car. Can he match his teammate Dynamo Dan, who's currently up into 6th position? Dynamo Dan is. Marski goes 11th, so he's still outside of the top 10 at the moment. Marski is then with just 2 3/4 minutes to go, and that's a novel line into turn 1 and 2 there, I must say. Of course, we had a humongous smash here, didn't we, back in 2002, wasn't it? If anyone watched that race, I think Ralph Schumacher went over the back of Barrichello, didn't he? And triggered a humongous accident. I'm sure 8 cars was out of the race after turn 1, wasn't it? Of course, a lot of you may remember Mark Webber doing a great job then and getting a 5th position there from the Minardi team. Of course, that European Minardi. I did like the black livery in the European Minardi. Very nice and done. Of course, the Paul Stoddart era of Minardi, wasn't it, back then? He had to miss most of quality. Hopefully, I'll get a good time on my first run. Well, certainly Slayer has had a good time on his first run because he is 7th fast at the moment now. Swan Shanks out of qualifying, down in 15th position there for Swan Shanks, but luckily we do not get points for qualified, of course. Or maybe we should then. That's a different argument for another day. Goku, yes, if you want a trophy, you have to then. I have a trophy, a new trophy, and join Silver next season then. As we got an argument between Goku and Serious Mushroom about who's going to go out and who isn't going to go out then. Smith Almighty also as well is out on circuit at this moment in time. As we now flick it into a turn. I don't know who's hitting what of a hammer in the comment section, but I'm not sure if Goku's hitting Serious Mushroom or whatnot with a hammer. But goodness gracious me, it's going to be serious. It's Tuesday, isn't it? There, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know why, but Tuesday, a work week, I'd say. Tuesday is the worst day of the week for me, and I have no idea why, but I don't know. It's just there, isn't it? Really? Across the line there comes Slayer. Great third place for Slayer. He's had a very consistent start to the season, Slayer has, and he is right up into 3rd position there, and he could do a lot of good from there for himself and the Mercedes car. Vestier had in his words, had a disappointing opening lap, didn't he? Just a few moments ago. Then TK on circuit as well with half a minute to go in this qualifying session. However, you can still, as long as you cross the start-finish line, you can complete your lap then. And here comes Smithy Almighty, 6th fastest for the McLaren driver. He's loving life here in bronze. Duncan Dave out of qualifying. He'll be happy-ish with 12th position potentially. I do think that qualifying is such a difficult art to really nail down and get right, isn't there? So some drivers like it, some drivers don't. Kiki and Luke Taylor's start from the session currently for Kiki is in 3rd position there. Great stuff indeed. Great Scott as well. What about Cody? He's been good all session. He's 8th fastest though, unfortunately for Cody. And TK, no, it isn't TK. Who is it? It's another Alpine of Wing. Hings, as in Hings, and is up into 4th position there. We had a bit of a rewind there, didn't we? Good stuff indeed. Then who else? Then we got a Mercedes out of the final turn. I think Winnie's had an issue there. No, it's not. It's Slayer. I apologise. Winnie is still on the lap at the moment. What about Vessier? Vessier has invalidated his time down in 7th position, the championship leader. That is not what was on the stretch here tonight for Red Bull. All for himself. He's going to be kicking himself. He found 3/10 for a second as well. And now final split time. Has Smithfield Mighty got anything in the bag? No, he hasn't. And as he's called it a day as well. Sue is currently New Potato on pole position. And Dynamo Dan is down in 10th position. Dynamo Dan is. That's a horror show for the man who's second in the championship. Good gracious me. Winnie out of the final turn. And I think that Winnie is the last of the drivers to set a time. And he's down. He's in 13th position at the moment. Can he elevate himself into the top 10? Not quite, unfortunately. That is qualified, done and dusted, and it is pole position there for New Potato. Magnificent stuff indeed. And I believe that is New Potato's for 8th pole position of his career. It is indeed, and I had to check my stat books. I forgot. I did read it before the qualifying because I thought New Potato was going to be the man in tip-top form. So that's his 8th pole position of his career there for New Potato. Magnificent stuff indeed, and that is his 2nd pole position of his season. Is it? If I'm not very much mistaken, it is his 2nd pole position of the season as well for himself and the Ferrari. Great stuff indeed there for New Potato then, and really starting off the season in fine form, isn't he? That's great to see New Potato. Of course, New Potato was, I think last season, might be a bit disappointed last season, to be honest, New Potato. I did, but then again, it's these ground effect cars, because I do sometimes compare these drivers to apples and oranges, which, of course, they are not apples and oranges, are they? But sometimes the ground effect, like Gordo was saying last night, he does struggle with these ground effect cars, doesn't he? Of course, sometimes I've been comparing these drivers to before the ground effect era in pre-2020, 2021 and before. 600 a second separates New Potato and TK, and Kiki also in the mix as well. I think the aim for those 3 drivers is hopefully to get a podium at the very least, and they do struggle though, don't they, in the race trim as well. But that's what makes bronze so good. I have got a very scary black screen there, which was worrying, and I've also stubbed my toe on my table as well, which ain't very good either. Right. Luke, not a bad lap on a setup I have never used before then. Vessier got invalidated there, unfortunately. Equals, Potato is back. Goodness me. As what did Danny Rick said? He hadn't gone anywhere. He just stepped aside, didn't he, or something like that. So maybe New Potato has had that kind of mentality. But 2 pole positions on the trot now for Potato, and he had a good result last time out as well, didn't he? In Jeddah, in a very difficult race at Jeddah as well, didn't he? New Potato did. He finished 3rd on the podium then. He was delighted with that, and a great start to the season as well for New Potato, as he got 4th, I think, in the opening race of the season 2. He did. Great stuff. Goodness me, the top 2 then for Slayer is saying that there's only one Jesus, and that's exactly right. It's Italian Jesus, Giovinazzi. Right, we have got soft tires for 4 soft tire runners. Then we have got choice is absolutely split, isn't it? There, hard and medium up and down the field. Then so TK is on hard. He is on row 1. Then we have got Hings on row 2 on the hard tires, and Slayer on the hard tires. Well, then Dynamo Dan, who's a little further back at the moment. I thought that New Potato was going to the wall then. He is on the hard tires as well, along with Colin, Cirrus Mushroom, and Alibi. Everyone else is on the medium compound tires then. Medium compound tires then. We've also got, and his name is Mushroom then. Yes, indeed, then actually that is true. Sorry, Giovinazzi, but your oh gosh, New Potato is having a bit of connection issues, or is that me having connection issues potentially? Anyway, but that's not looking too good at all there. Yeah, sorry, Giovinazzi, but New Potato has now got back on. I'm not sure if it's Italian, but he is now, I think he's now serious Jesus potentially. Right, anyway, enough about that. Let's get on with it. Luke Chapman, can we get a standing start this week? Mushroom go for driver of the day performance. He certainly is, isn't he? Of course, yes, we hope we for a standing start. What do you mean by that? For the first time ever in ALR history, we had a rolling start last week, didn't we? We started at the safety car, which I must say, I think that the admins loved it. There wasn't too much chaos. I wonder if they would. I think they're probably hoping for the safety car again tonight. I've only got a third of a lap to go through the grid, haven't I? Then this is shameful behaviour, and it is Scooby Stew 20th on the grid. Then Styles 19th, Alibi in 18th, 17th is Serious Mushroom, 16th is Collins, 15th is Swanshanks, Vintage in 14th with Winnie in 13th. Those three drivers, soft compound tyres, watch them fly. 12th position is Duncan Dave. 11th is Smarsky. Row 6 all on medium. Dynamo Dan in 10th, and Cody making his debut in bronze for this season tonight. Then in 9th position, he looked quick. He didn't have a good final run. Smith Almighty, the highest on the soft tyres. Vestier invalidated his time there. Luke in 6th. Slayer in 5th. Hings in 4th position. Then Kiki, great qualifying in 3rd. TK in 2nd. New Potato is on pole position for the 2nd time for the 8th time in his career. As they line up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start. And the red lights begin to come on one at a time, and then there will be a pause. And I hope that they've been disqualified for reverse on the line, but luckily they've still got their cars, I think. And of course, we had the issue with V Todd last night. Lights out, and it's go down under for the Australian Grand Prix. And Winnie has been disqualified, and so is Collins as well. What on earth there? And I think it's the same issue as last night, but New Potato leads there with TK in 2nd position there. 3rd is Hings, and 4th position then is Kiki, but then we got a very C here for what happened in at the back there. Smithfield Mighty down 10 positions, both McLarens at the back of the field, and unfortunately Collins and Winnie are out of the Grand Prix for the reverse start for reverse on the grid. It's similar to what happened to V-Todd last night, and that is very disappointing indeed, isn't it, really? Because that's 3 drivers that have been robbed of a potential race performance, and absolutely restart. Nosey is saying so. It is a restart here. Anyone who's watching, then it's a restart. Nosey is said in the comments there it's a restart. Yeah, I think that. We'll see how this one goes then. Yes, so remember though that we have to wait until the host, which is ALR Esports, which is Nosey in disguise. So he has now left the session, and it will be a restart then for this race then. So yeah, I'm not sure if that is due to the Winnie and Collins getting robbed of a chance in this race then, or if there's something else untoward then. Maybe it's New Potato having issues with having an issue with his D-Sync potentially. So a restart here then, as we go in for it. No formation lap. Remember setup set. So Darren, I think so. We got a formation lap issue once again, and no formation lap as New Potato is going grass cutting there. No, oh goodness me, we got a car off. No formation lap then. So of course we'll be going straight into the race. If you can remember the grid, that's fantastic because it doesn't. For some reason I've stopped the game. Oh gosh. So of course. What am I saying? Yeah, so no formation lap. We're going straight into the race. Unfortunately, the formation lap was robbed. I'm not sure what the issue is. A formation lap glitch, I think, where the 2 drivers were disqualified, and that's absolutely horrific stuff indeed, isn't it? Right, let me get onto the let me get into the lobby, shall we then? I've got to sort myself out, and away we go. As I must say, I get so confused when I'm talking to something in the background there. You would think I'll get used to this by now, but there we go then. Yes, Farfig's not happy there, as he said. It's another formation lap glitch again, unfortunately, which is disappointing. It is disappointing. What happened? Serious Mushroom said then, or asked, and we think, well, from my perspective, there might be something else, but on the formation lap, then we lost 2 drivers as they got disqualified and was removed from the session because apparently apparently reversing on the grid. That we had the same with V Todd last night, but I don't know if that is the if that's the reason or if there is another reason. And also, New Potato had looks like he had some kind of connection issue as well. But I think it's due to the two drivers of Collins and Winnie getting disqualified, I believe. Which is, to be honest, it was very unfair to V Todd last night. It really was indeed. I was so disappointed for the young man, and I think that unfortunately this formation lap thing still having an issue even after all the updates. So no formation lap, everyone. We're going straight into the race. So I have forgotten the grid, which is not very good, and I've also lost the top off of my bottle as well, so I better not kick that. Let me put it over there somewhere. Great, I can't reach it now. Oh dear. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna have to get the old stretch there. But having said that, I shouldn't be drinking during commentary anyway. Then of course, don't drink and talk. That's what I say. Done with that. Make sure it's dry. No one wants a wet one. They certainly don't. I was very wet last night, I must say. I had a grey T-shirt on last night, which was quite disgusting. Unfortunately, silver. Well, fortunately for you, brilliant for you guys. Unfortunately for me, I was very much worked to my bone last night. Let's just say I had sweat under my man boobs and everything. It was quite horrific stuff indeed. Then, and that T-shirt is very much gone in the wash, and I'm going to have to very much fumigate it and all of that. Let's just say it was one of my nicest T-shirts as well. I've never sweated in it. Right, we've also got a gutted restart as kept position on hard tires. This game needs to be sorted out. Needs to sort out these bugs. Indeed, yeah, because these bugs are. I don't mean like real bugs, of course. The old the dodginess that goes on then, which is not a good word either. But it's so flaky, isn't it? Unfortunately, with all these issues and stuff like that. As long as the race itself is okay, I'm not really too concerned about the formation lap. But to be fair, it's just a shame though that it's just a shame that we don't get a bit of a warm up before we go into the lobby then. Excuse you, Dynamo Dan has said to me. Oh, goodness me, did I flatulate? I apologise. Right, hopefully we'll get going in just a jiffy. As Nosy is going to be sorting out the grid, and then we'll be going once again then. To be honest, this is meant to be a PG show, ladies and gentlemen. So I could take that in a lot of ways, serious Musher, but I've decided I am going to leave it to one side for the minute. I can't see what else you put, but my mind has gone completely down the gutter. And of course, also no, there is no similarities between Gutter and Gernman, apart from they both started G. But happy birthday to Gernman today. He has reached the magnificent 50 years old, and I hope he's having a pint or two as well to enjoy his birthday then as well. Me and Gur have had some Snapchats when we've both been out having some day sessions as well, which is very interesting indeed. Which really cool stuff indeed. Then of course Gurman finished third in Australia on Sunday, didn't he? But happy birthday to that young man indeed. Well, you have a lot of birthdays. Wasn't it Chaz's birthday as well yesterday? I think it was, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. A lot of birthdays in July and August, isn't it? Great stuff. Of course, unfortunately, the best month of the year is definitely May, isn't it? Because that's when I was born. It's my birthday anyway. Good stuff. And it's also, and it's usually then we also have a championship showdown as well, don't we? Which unfortunately, I feel that last season I thought we were guaranteed to have a final showdown in Abu Dhabi last season in gold and in bronze, but it just unraveled a bit, didn't it? Of course, Nigel dominated silver last season. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then, Moomin Ninja, I could have raced then as the session hasn't even started yet. It did start, Moomin, but unfortunately we got a formation lap glitch there, which is we've had to do a restart then, unfortunately. So potentially you could have raced now, couldn't you? If you knew that was going to happen then. Right, that is so I didn't have anyone friended in listed in ALR tonight to send otherwise I would have raced that then. Oh goodness me, we need to sort that out, don't we? Have you had your trial yet, Moomin, or has anyone come back to you yet? To us, I could check it to be fair, couldn't I? But I must say I still struggle to use Discord at the best of times. I only realised that I was in a different server a few hours ago. Goodness me, shocking behaviour indeed, really, isn't it? And that's because I only live in ALR, to be honest. And usually I'm only in there to upset the admins, really. And there we go. Oh. I ain't even sweating yet, and this headset's already come off. I need to. Smithy mentioned to me yesterday about. I think he said that I might have to get some salad tape or something stuck to my head or anything like that to stop this headset from falling off. Right, there'll be no formation up. We're going straight into the Grand Prix itself. There's a lot of action points here tonight that we need to, which we need to get sorted. Then 15 points is the championship lead between Vestia and Dynamo Dan. Both are out position in terms of championship-wise, albeit we're only on round 3. Vestia down in 7th, Dynamo Dan down in 10th position, and they've got a lot of work to do tonight. New Potato on pole position for the 8th time in his career here tonight, then with TK alongside him on row 1. On row 1 then, so this is going to be a very tasty Grand Prix here in Australia. Put another shrimp on the Barbie. And we'll be going then. I love a barbecue. Unfortunately, it's been raining a bit, hasn't it? Maybe I should lay off the barbecue, though, to be honest, then. As I do have a big old waistline at the moment. We're just waiting for the players, and then we'll get going then. Yeah, Nosy wanted me on standby, but no one added my PSN. That's shameful behaviour, then. Absolutely shameful. Hopefully, we are good. Hopefully, we'll get that sorted in time for next week, my good man, then. Of course, I think we've also got Formula 2 tomorrow as well, actually. That's going to be interesting. Well, I don't think Troy is racing. He's had a bit of a nightmare in Australia, unfortunately, the gold champion. Out of the race after just 1 or 2 laps on Sunday. Not 100. I think it was something to do with the setup. Their lights are on then, and the 5 lights are on. There's a pause! And we are racing! And it's a good start from New Potato. The McLaren in the background's had the pole and started as he come down into turn 1. Cody's up into 8th position there. And everyone's got away nicely. But it is New Potato, it is TK, it is Kiki. Luke has got past Slayer as they've all got away safe and sound, I believe, then. As we just get to the all the graphics and all them stuff up there. And into turn 3 we go. Cars are off in the background. And someone is completely misjudged their braking point now, and has knocked a lot of drivers off. Unfortunately, Dynamo Dan, who is in second in the championship, is all the way down in 20th position. And who is that? That's Scooby Stew off in the car park as well. Slayer, who's had a great start. He's off, Slayer is there. And no, he isn't. He's back on then, as we got connection issues all over the show at the moment here. And now we're just flicking through that. Hope that will stabilise though. That will stabilise, unlike me, as we go into the very fast turn 10 chicane as well. Cody in 7th position, good start for Cody. Then Vestia down 1 position then in 8th position. Then Marsky in 9th. Then Duncan Dave in 10th position. Swan Shanks is up into 11th position. He's up 4 positions there. Will now make that free because Winnie has passed Swan Shanks and now moved up into down into 12th position. Vintage in 13th at the moment there. We got a penalty already for Swan Shanks, as Swan Shanks is having to come into the pit lane. New Potato set the fast half of the race then. Obviously the first man to come through that. The top 5 then have got a second gap over Slayer in 6th position at the moment. New Potato leads TK in 2nd position. We got Kiki in 3rd. A wonderful start for the top 3. Hings in 4th position, 5th position. Yellow flag there. Yellow flag in the background. What is occurring? Just taking a look then. They all look to be pointing in the right direction there. We have got Red Bull of Alibi in the pits. Swan Shanks also in the pits as well. New Potato leads there. We got 2nd is TK. 3rd position is Kiki with Higgs in 4th, and Luke is all over the back of Higgs like a bad suit here in the Alpine car. Higgs is going to have to go to defense then, but Luke is having none of it now. He's all over the back now. He's on the soft tyre here. He's on the outside. He's got the position there. Higgs there is going for the long game here then. He's on them hard tyres, and he is going to very much. He's opened up his strategy here, hasn't he? Kiki all over the back of TK as well. Winnie is flying at the moment there, isn't he? He's now pressuring Duncan Dave in that 2nd Williams car at the moment. and he's going on the outside then, but Duncan Dave has the position. Well, he has the position on track as well as also in the running order. Serious Russian there down in 14th at the moment. Then Serious Russian is now we got a bit of a queue forming behind Slayer with Cody and Vessier. New Potato then is once again set the pass on lap, but Luke then is flying on those soft tires. And here comes Cody then as he is alongside that, and he backed off down into turn 1 there. And as Slayer has gone a bit wide then, as he look at the cars in front, and they're all condensed up. Kiki up into second position now as the DRS has now been enabled then. Down, no, it hasn't been enabled yet. It doesn't get enabled then because the detection point is after the before the final corner then. But now Kiki up into second position. Like TK looking all over the back then. Look at New Potato, he's 2 seconds away at the moment. Slayer has dropped down the order. Slayer's off the circuit, and Collins is out of the race as well. And goodness gracious, who's that off? Someone's recovering. Sorry, it's Cody recovering still. And we've got a VSC, a virtual safety car. Collins out of the race after only 2 laps in this one. Oh, goodness me. And absolutely incredible start here tonight. Good heavens, goodness gracious me, and absolutely anarchy so far, but it's been anarchy in all the other 2 races as well here around Australia. Good gracious alive. Ooh. So only a VSC at the moment. And what does a VSC mean then? You have to adhere to the Delta then, of course. And anyone going to make a quick change coming into the pits? I don't think they are, because the soft tyres I thought was going to fall apart. I thought it was just a good qualifying tyre where it was only going to do 1 or 2 runs. That is far from the truth, though, because the soft tyres did a great job last night. 8 or 9 laps, I think. Some even did 10 laps the last night on the soft tyres. Slayer is in the pits, but we did have an issue with Slayer. But he's going to the pits now. Remember, he's had a great start, and Swanshank's got a drive-through penalty, and Cody is now up into 40 position, passes Dynamo Dan. Swanshanks has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, unfortunately, and it's usually, of course, it really catches the drivers out as it's just ended, and sometimes the drivers do go slightly earlier than what they should then. Just watching Winnie then in a very fine 9th position in the Mercedes. And can Winnie get off the mark and get some decent points tonight for himself and for the Mercedes car as well? His teammate Slayer has done a great job this season down in 7th position. They may need a safety car of some kind there, as we got Vessier makes his way up into 6th position now. Of course, Vessier, as we heard last week in the interviews, Vessier is on fine form, isn't there? In the last 3 Grand Prix, he has won 2 and finished 2nd. And we have got Cody all over the back of Dynamo Dan at the moment. Dynamo Dan right down near the back of the field then, after he was involved in some first lap shenanigans. Dynamo Dan is there. But remember, Dynamo Dan is the king of comeback drives, isn't he? He probably doesn't want to be the king of comeback drives. He just wants a straightforward race. But unfortunately, Dynamo Dan all out of shape there. And up the inside goes Cody there, forcing his way through and passes Dynamo Dan and up into 14th finish there. It's going to be a long race for those drivers there, isn't it? Unfortunately for the drivers that have had mishaps in the opening stages there. Duncan Dave off the circuit there and really misjudged turn 1, and he's lost 3 positions, maybe 4, because here's Smithy as well up into 11th position. Duncan Dave made one error and is through. Oh, and Smithy going into the back, and Duncan Dave into the back of Smithy as well. Oh my word. Serious Russian there, throwing caution to the win there. Unfortunately, one mistake for Duncan Davis dropped him out of the points there. He's got from, I think he was in 8th position, now down into 12th. And Luke has is been displaced there by Hings. And Hings, who's on the hard tyres, and Luke on the soft there. The sophomore, oh no, the car is off there. Great save from Luke, because I thought that car was going to just spun around, and I thought he was going to do a carbon copy of what Carlos Seitz did back in 2022. Serious Musho in impeccable form tonight, up into 8th position there. Cody and Dynamo Dan there getting a bit, it's getting a bit personal here in the battle for 14th and 15th position there. Styles, I don't think wants to be a part of this fight there, but these two have reeled him in the last lap or two. I wonder if Styles has made a mistake overtaken the second McLaren. He is in a 13th position. McLaren currently not in the points so far. I love this shot as we go down to turn 1. Well, not anymore because Mr. Director did not want me to enjoy that shot then. Down into turn 1. Gap at the front, 1.5 seconds. Kiki has reeled in New Potato. It was up to 2 seconds at one stage. That is now down to 1.5. TK in a third position. He's on the hard compound tires at the moment. Hings in fourth position here on the hard tires in the Alpine car then. Of course, this is his third race, Hings, isn't he? He's been in every single race so far, and he's a reserve driver. Magnificent performance there from Hings. Luke in fifth position on the soft tyres, and I know he isn't because look, Hings is through, passes TK is struggling. Yellow flag in two. It's been cleared now. But Dynamo down in 13th position now. Styles is, I think Styles was the corporate for the yellow flag. Down in 15th position now. Hings is up into third and passes TK. TK is losing pace here at this moment on the hard tyres. Wonder what's happening. These Pirelli tyres can sometimes fall out of the window, can't they? And I wonder if that's happened to TK then, but he is on the hard tyres. That shouldn't be a performance issue, should it, for TK? I'm wondering then if something's going wrong with TK in the car. Has he got some damage? Or is there a reliability issue? Williams on board with Marsky as TK has got a 3 second and TK has, well, that's 2 penalties in the matter of moments. Remember that the penalty situation is going to be crucial, I think, later on. Then Cody all over the back of Dynamo Dan then. Goodness gracious me, as we're now into turn 1. Stars got a 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and Cody there going off the circuit, luckily keeping it on the tarmac just about. And Slayer is now over to 60 position. He's got new tyres, and Slayer is as he's trying to come back through the field. Vessier all over the back of Luke. Now Luke's soft tyres looks to be falling away here as he is struggling for pace now. And here comes Vessier making a comeback after having a difficult start to the race, and he is through, passes Luke up into 5th position now. Vessier up into 5th, and Luke dropping down to 6th position now. 5th is Kiki out of the race there, and oh goodness me, it's a safety car, but Kiki, what a performance so far, but he's gone wide out of turn 10, and I'm sure that's our first victim of turn 10 this season. I think the ground effect here of cars have not been don't feel too unstable around turn 10 these days, but it's still enough for your car to float off the road, and Kiki has gone off, had a major accident, safety car is out, and this is going to really throw strategy up in the air. New Potato probably wanted a clear, easy race. Now he's got to do some overtaking on the hard tyres now. Then he comes out of the pits, then Vestier in the pits, Luke in the pits, Marsky, Sears, Mushroom, Winnie all in the pits. They're all coming into the pits. The only two out of the pits is Hings and TK then. Let's take a look then. Haas Mechanics going to work then. We got Duncan Dave staying up then. He has got track position, Duncan Dave, as he is going to be the cork in the bottle. So is Dynamo Dan also staying on to the hard tyres as well. Vessier is going to see Dynamo Dan then, his nearest championship rival now in front of him. That is not part of the script here tonight, is it? Especially after the opening couple of laps here then. Kiki unfortunately hit the curb then. He just mentioned the comments, said absolutely devastating stuff there for for Kiki then, because he was having a great performance indeed. I'll get to Moomin's comments in just a few moments then, because this race has been action-packed right from the get-go. Swan Tracks in the pits then, Stars in the pits while McLaren is getting ready to work then. Another set of medium compound tyres then for the team from Woking. He's also got a 5 second penalty there. Isaiah waiting. Aston Martin also gets to work then. Hard tyres for Swan Shanks. Now the McLaren team gets to work. Car 15 in and out, shaking all about then. And now then we got a safety car and we can breathe a bit of a relief then. 2 retirements then. Collins and Kiki both out of the Grand Prix, and they'll be very disappointed indeed. Where's my invite to your barbecue? Haha. It's not my barbecue movement then, because I never host because I'm quite cheap, you see, and I don't like to buy anything. I just like to scabby. So we've also got those are. I'll be happy just to get one race in, so I can say, here you go, Mad, for the torpedo. Haha. Goodness me, I cannot wait to see that. Then of course, I still have fond memories of the other torpedo in my life, which is of course Danny Fiat. Then back in 2016, the Chinese Grand Prix. Personally, I didn't think Fiat did anything on that day, but that was the day where Sebastian Vettel labelled him as a torpedo as he went flying in there. Incredible stuff indeed. Oh no, as we got a 5-second penalty for Sirius Musher, for Scooby Stew for speeding in the pit lane. Unfortunately, well, I can say safely, I don't crash. All right, for everyone that's in bronze and worried about me, I do drive properly. Don't worry about that, my good sir. Of course, it's all about the long game, isn't it? Really, trying to get to start to finish. Didn't make it back in time for the car setup on the restart, so used the default setup adjusted helped me. An easy mistake to make there, Kiki. Don't worry about it that much there. I go for a lot of esports racer setups a lot then. Just like me in the I've got the hearts in the way. In scavenging food then, and yes, the Vettel Fiat good time. I wish I could move that heart in the bottom there, because sometimes I cannot read what it says on the end there. But yes, indeed. Unfortunately, a race later, Fiat had a nightmare in Russia, didn't he? And then he was out, and then the rest is history, as they say, because Max Verstappen won his debut on his debut in the Red Bull. And now look at him, he's on course to become a 3-time world champion for the Red Bull team, isn't he? Max Verstappen is in incredible domination and broke the McLaren record of 12 wins in a row. 12 wins in a row, haven't they? Which is absolutely shocking indeed then. Safeguards in then. Absolutely shocking indeed then, because back in 1988 that was record setting when it was Senna and Prost driving that car. They would have won all 16 if it wasn't for, I think it was Schlescher who was driving the Williams car, wasn't he? I think he was a super sub in that Italian Grand Prix, because I can't remember who the full-time driver was for the Williams, but he was a super sub and unfortunately knocked his Senna off the road then, and I think it was a Ferrari victory, wasn't it? Anyway, let's get back to it. Higgs leads the way with TK in second position. Having a look then as we're back racing on it. So the drivers then who have got new tyres and his new potato in third position, so be happy with that. Dynamo Dan is alongside Vestier, and Dynamo Dan then is going to have to yield there because he has not got the tyre performance at the moment, has he? And going into, and goodness me, there's cars all over the track. The Ferrari into the back of the Red Bull. The Red Bull has somehow slowed it down. Luke there being a bit overzealous maybe then, and Vestier is back down to seventh position. Dynamo Dan staying in sixth at the moment. Magnificent stuff indeed then. For Slayer is saying that it's default setup feels all for, I'll be happy with the top 10 then, as we've got Azizi saying hello, good evening to you, Azizi, welcome to the stream there. And we have got Vestier now, who's all over the gearbox of Dynamo Dan. These two are the top two in the world championship here in bronze, and look right then, there is Dynamo Dan, and somehow he keeps it going for the time being. The Red Bull all over the back here, and I thought that was contacts again there through turn 10. Higgs has lost the lead there because New Potato was taking the lead there, and now we're going into turn 11, and of course very tight turn 11 as well. We'll go to the front in a minute then, but it's very oh my goodness me, it is getting very touch and go then, very much touch and go at this moment then, as we go down into turn 13 then. Duncan Dave has dropped down to 6th position. Vestier now for the 5th then. Who's in the pits? TK in the pits. Damage for the Williams car. That is a blow indeed. And now we've got Sirius Mushroom, who's alongside. Is he alongside the Mercedes of Winnie? I think he is. Winnie on the outside, and he has taken the position. Mushroom on 3-lap Oda, medium hard tyres. I got there eventually. Duncan Dave has lost out to Luke. Then we have now got Vintage, who's now in the 10th position. No, he's 11th. I'll get there in a minute, I swear. TK then onto the medium tyres. Should get to the end of the race, but it's going to be a bit of a stretch at the moment, isn't it? On board with Duncan Dave, who is the highest driver, not to come into the pitch just yet. Then. So there's going to be a bit of a queue forming behind Scooby Stew and dropping down the order. He's down in 15th position. Scooby Stew is in the Alpine, and now we've got Swan Shanks going through as well. Scooby Stew down into 16th now in the Alpine car. Hungry Stars in 17th position. TK has had to pit then. New Potato leads. Second position is Hinks, and Hinks actually the highest runner. Duncan Dave has gone wide, I think, and has now lost a lot of momentum, and the drivers are steaming through them. Vintage is now into 10th position. Oh, yeah, a bump there. So to Alpha Tari had a bit of a bunny hop, and Duncan Dave that's the problem around here, isn't it? Lose any bit of momentum and you're going to drop an almighty amount of positions here. Winnie all over the back of Dynamo Dynamo Dan there. Winnie pushing, contact there, and between Dynamo Dan and Winnie, and I think that the gap was always going to close there, but yellow flag, and that is not good for Dynamo Dan. Into turn one, and Vintage having a look as well. Marsky is now dropped to fourth here. Vessier deferred that on the medium tyres that Vessier is at. Along with Luke in fifth position there. Serious Mushroom into a fantastic sixth at the moment. As Winnie got damage, I'm sure Dynamo Dan has got damage. He hasn't, but it looks of it. Well, he may have, but he doesn't have in terms of aspects at the moment. Watching, gosh, I can hardly breathe at the moment. Goodness gracious me. Dynamo down there, I think he's got damage there. Winnie coming back again. Then goodness me, Dynamo Dan getting him a squeeze, and he's got no DRS. Dynamo Dan has a look at those cars all over the show here into turn 9. Then I'm closing my eyes. This could be perilous there, and they've all made it through. Oh, if I spoke too soon, no, I haven't. Whoa, who was that off in the background? Swanshank's well off there. In the Aston Martin, has dropped down the order. Dynamo Dan is losing positions there. Well, he's only lost one actually. Goodness me, I don't know how Swanshanks was. Goodness gracious me. And now just going into the final turn of 13. And now Dynamo Dan contact there. It's a mess into turn 13 and 14. And unfortunately, Dynamo Dan there is going to have to go into the pits, but goodness gracious me, we've got yellow flags there, and there is no VSCs at the moment now, or any safety cars, but that was quite, getting quite vicious down there, wasn't it? That would definitely be investigated after the race, and TK has set the fastest lap for the race then. As you just got AZZ then said ALR pick a number between 0 to 104 69. We would say that, of course, if it was anything else, I'll be disappointed. Right, back to the action, and Swanshank's coming out of the pits now, as Dynamo Daniel's coming out of the pits as well. Vessier is now up into second position, and Hings is dropped down into third then, but Hings, of course, is on the old hard tyres and trying to extend the stint then, but he does have a lot of fresh rubber around him. Likes of Marsky, likes of Luke as well. Alibi is through past Vintage, and oh goodness me, and I think that Alibi must have thought that Vintage would disappear there. Unfortunately though, Vintage was hanging on, wasn't he? And unfortunately they came to blows, and Slayer on default setup up into 11th position now. Styles in 12th, and goodness me, Anarchy here in bronze at the moment there. Serious Mushroom all over the back again of Cody, but I'm looking at this battle here, and it is now Marsky getting past Hings now up in the third position. Marsky is. This is a great performance there from Marsky. I'm sure that this was his best race last season as well, so he does love this circuit, doesn't he? Oh my goodness gracious me then. On the outside there goes Luke then, and oh my word then, I thought he was going to spin. He's gone wide. Oh my goodness me, there's more contact, and Hings is back up into fourth position here. My word, Vess has got a 3-second penalty. That is crucial in this race, I feel, for Vess in the championship leader. But let's see how this one transpires then, because I think there's going to be a lot of other crucial aspects to this Grand Prix. About half distance now in this race. And to be honest, I need to wet my whistle. But let's not do that just yet then, because I'll probably end up choking it and keeling over. Hings has dropped down into fifth position now. The Ferrari of Luke up into fourth. And it's a great day for Ferrari. Down in fifth, and the constructors in bronze at the moment. I think they'll be loving life out there, as we got some stars now in the DRS. As Slayer also in the DRS as well. And Duncan Dave, who has stayed out on the medium tyres. And now we got Cody and Serious Mushroom getting close as well. And at the moment, I think Mushroom backed out there ever so slightly. We're just watching this battle here between the two McLarens, the Mercedes and the Williams here. Oh my word. As Styles said, just hanging back ever so slightly. TK, who's now trying to come and get his way back through the field then after issues then for TK. Unfortunately, at the end of the safety car period, and Cody has now lost out as Serious Mushroom cuts across. Cody going down into turn one. Job done. But now you'll also have a second dose of DRS then, and we're on board now with Mushroom. But look at this. Cody is coming back at him in car 8 then, and he's going for it. He's having a look then. He's no dice then. What about Slayer getting past the McLaren of Smithy Almighty? Or was it actually Styles getting past Slayer? It was indeed. Luke's got a 3-second penalty as well now, down into the Brundle turn. It was Styles getting past the Mercedes, and I've got myself the complete wrong way round then. Cody's still in the DRS, DRS and the slipstream. of Serious Mushroom. Serious Mushroom is going to be looking over his shoulder here. Vesh has got the gap down to 1.2 seconds, and Luke has got past Marsky. There they are, and Cody's also now got past Serious Mushroom as well. I'm missing a lot of these overtakes, and I need to sort myself out here, don't I? There's the Mercedes in front of us, and the Slayer then going this way and that way. Styles will not be deterred, though, will they? They've lost a lot of time to Duncan Dave, and Duncan Dave has found a new leash of life on those old on those scrubbed medium compound tires. Watching Slayer on the inside, then so Smithy's going to go on the outside. He'll have more grip and traction at this moment, and oh, that's very wide there for Smithy, and he unfortunately is going to lose position. He's got on the inside, and Slayer just about gives him a car's width, and TK is now also in the facility as well. As Slayer, where is Slayer? He's coming to the pits there, I said. So there's problems for the Mercedes driver once again. TK has set the fast on the race once again, and as he goes on the inside of Vintage down into turn one. Great maneuver there from TK as he comes back through the field now. Slayer, who is this? That is Swanshanks and Dynamo Dan. Contact again. Dynamo Dan then. It's Swanshanks fighting for all the marbles here. Unfortunately, the marbles is only going to add up to 17 at the moment because they're down in 17th and 18th position, and over a headshot as well. Dynamo Dan then going on the staying on the racing line. So Swanshanks unfortunately going to lose out here. Smithy Almighty has a 3-second penalty there. Dynamo Dan is going to feel very aggrieved after this race, isn't he? Up the outside goes Alibi, and Alibi makes the maneuver, passes Winnie. Winnie's off the circuit here. TK getting past Smithy Almighty and making his way up into a 12th position. Wow, great stuff indeed then in this one. Magnificent. And look at this. And they're starting to condense down these drivers at the front then. Alibi's got a 5-second deficit between himself and the top 7, which consists of Serious Mushroom, Vester in second position, the championship leader, Luke in third position in the second Ferrari, Marsky in fourth, fifth is Hinks, but Hinks is going to be looking over his shoulder because here comes Cody down into turn one. Job done there for Cody. Great maneuver. And now then that is as simple as you like, and that is crucial as well because he doesn't want to be defended from Serious Mushroom again at this moment in time then. Serious Mushroom then also on the fresh hard tires along with Cody. He's on the same strategy here. You have yellow flags. I think that was for one the Aston Martin. So unfortunately, Swanshanks having issues at turn 10. Ooh, my word. The gap is yo-yoing around the front and back and forth. Serious Mushroom at the moment. Serious Mushroom then a great battling drive at the moment there for Serious Mushroom. Love the helmet design as well. Jake the Slayer back in the pit. So Slayer has lost 2 laps in a row. A nightmare race for Slayer. Luke has lost out then to Marsky as the hard tires starting to come into Rome now. Remember that Luke is on the step softer compound than Marsky. Marsky's is all about the durability, whilst Luke is going for a bit of the pace at this stage of proceedings. We're only on 9 laps, so I expect the hot medium tires to go a bit further than that with still a bit of performance. So one driver who is going to be very much going twinkle toes around here in the next couple of laps is Hings, and it's the only driver that is not pitted, and he is into the pits now on lap 18. I wonder if the Alpine mechanics are getting the soft tires ready now for the Alpine. We're going to just wait and see that. And we're waiting for the, there they are then, the mechanics are in the pit lane now then, stopping right as Mark said. It's the medium tyres there for Hings, and he's going to have a fresh set of boots set to the end of the race. Where's he going to come out then? And I think he's going to come out in this Battle Royale for... a battle royale for 11th, 12th and 13th and between Smithy, Styles and Vintage. Hings comes out in 14th now then. I do think that this Australian event there has been very action-packed, hasn't it? I've got to say though, I'm very impressed with the composure of a lot of drivers there. Over the course of the last 2 days of silver and gold then. And here comes Luke then on the outside here. Because there's been a lot of incidents, a lot of accidents, a lot of drama, and a lot of rubbing wheels and all kinds of shenanigans there. But I think all drivers have kept their cool very nicely indeed. Maybe not behind closed doors, but certainly in the paddock and keeping respect for each other. Absolutely great stuff indeed there. I gotta say, I wouldn't be the same though, of course, because there's a reason why I'm ginger age. I get angry quite easily. And also, I'm not really ginger anymore. I don't know what's happened to my ginger locks. Into the pits comes Luke after 10 laps on the medium tyres. Well, I'm dumbfounded by this. Goodness gracious me. He's into the pit lane. And is he going to go on to soft tires? That's another set of mediums. It is for the Ferrari, and maybe the track temperature is quite hot today, and it's really hurting the medium rubber then potentially. But Duncan Dave has done 17 laps on those medium tires. He's in the pits now, but I'm surprised Luke is yellow flag in the background. Styles has gone off the circuit. He's going to try and get. Oh, he's damaged the car on trying to do a spin there. He's trying to get into the pits there. I think that. I wondered if he felt a bit guilty because we sit him on the stream. Maybe I'm not sure. Duncan Dave out of the pits now and soft tires. Styles out. I think. Well, I wonder if he's trying to be a bit cheeky and see if he can get in the pits from there. It's the worst place to crash, unfortunately, here in Australia. So it's not a 3-second penalty. Watching New Potato then as the gap has come down to less than a second now. Vessier is in DRS range. There he is, and the championship leader. New Potato, who finished third last week in an incredible race in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia now. But look at Vessier, he's taking time, hand over fist out of him. Luke is back into the top 10. Stars got another 3-second penalty in the McLaren. Winnie is all over the back of Alibi. My word there, Winnie doing a great job here tonight. Alibi is as well. Can those drivers get some good points here? Then that is going to be absolutely incredible if they can. Scooby Stew has got a 3-second penalty. Yellow flag though for Styles off the circuit again, and that is a big blow there for Styles back at the front there to go down into turn 1 then, and the straight not long enough then, but here comes Vessier again then in the second in the Red Bull then all over the back of New Potatoes then, who can elevate himself to second in the World Championship tonight with Dynamo Dan having a nightmare race down in 14th position. Luke now past Smithy and up into 19th position. Maybe Luke has stumbled across an incredible strategy here, and maybe going for a 2-stop could really work wonders. Let's see what Luke can do in that Ferrari then until the checkered flag. Into the pits comes Smithy Almighty on soft tires. That it's not going to get out in front of Duncan Dave, but he will be quick as well towards the end of this one. But this battle here is going to get very intriguing indeed. Here's Vessier then. Can Vessier win his third Grand Prix of his career in bronze? He's in such an incredible form at the moment, isn't he, Vessier? He's had 3 wins in the he's 2 wins in the last 3 races. He's going for 3 in the last 4, and he's going for the lead. And the Australian Grand Prix takes the lead with 10 laps to go. Vessier passes New Potato. Now, can he keep these medium tyres to go to the end of the race? The longest they have done, the medium runners, 17 laps from Duncan Dave in the Williams car. So that is going to be the crucial part of this race. And Winnie is in fine Vettel. He's up into 6th position now, going a bit wide. Alibi has gone up and under. The old switcheroo there from Alibi in the Red Bull. Red Bull are cashing in majorly on some points here tonight. On board with Winnie and very close to the back now. And look who's out in the background now. They're all into the pits. Thank goodness gracious me, the medium runners are feeling the need to come into the pits and they're not able to do the what strategy? The one-stop strategy here. Goodness gracious me. By the way, thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm really loving your company, and keep your comments, queries like coming in. I will try and read them out as best as possible, but as Moomin Ninja has found out, I'm not ignoring him, but I'm struggling to keep up with what is occurring out there on the circuit and in the comments as well. Goodness gracious me. If you want me to read the comment out, just keep spamming me. I will get there eventually. Winnie out in 12th position there. Duncan Dave is now in 11th. Nope, make that 10th now. Duncan Davis. Alibi also just coming out of the pits as well. So, soft runners out for the first, soft tires out for the final run. I wonder if you may be thinking, perhaps I should have put the soft tires on, but maybe it's a lot too much there. That's the one, the McLarens or Styles getting out of the way there. Good stuff there from Styles there. We didn't want to impede the front runners to the unfortunate for Styles and having a difficult start to the season. But if you remember Styles from last season, he had a very difficult start last season as well, but then he elevated himself after I think it was after Baku, wasn't it, where he just went on an absolute incredible scoring streak, didn't he, Styles did? So I think Styles is traditionally a slow starter to the championship, and then he really elevates himself in the mid-season, doesn't he? So do not count Styles out by any stretch of imagination. These first flyaways have never been kind to the young man. Watching Marsky then, who's a bit too far back. New Potato is keeping Vessier very much within arm's length, and Lucas found himself back up in the 6th and passes TK. Styles had got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Luke is now up into 6th position. A great performance here. Look at Cirrus Mushroom also in 5th as well. Look at Cody in 3rd position up there. There's some barnstorming performances here tonight. It's going to be tough to see against driver of the day then, but we have got an awful long way to go still, and we do not know the the results of this Grand Prix by any stretch of the imagination, including this battle here between Vester and New Potato. As it stands, and in terms of in the stewards room, it will be New Potato leading the way because he's not got a 3-second penalty. Vester has as he go into turn number 11 now. Then New Potato thinks better of it and then just backs out ever so slightly. He will have a chance down the start-finish straight if he can get a nice and nice and tidy run then out of 13 and 14 as unfortunately one of the McLarens is on initiative and Duncan into the pits because Vessier, so the medium tires cannot go any further, so these drivers are very much on two-stop strategy then, so I think that is Vessier still in the ball game here, do you reckon, or is that far too much then? And now as they come out of the pits for Vessier, and of course Troop, who won the first race in incredible style, and he'll be back next week. We look forward to that. Troop said TK's got a 5-second penalty, yellow flag in sector 1 as one of the Aston Martins says Cody off the circuit here. Cody off the circuit is a damage to the mean green fighter machine. There's not, but he is going to be under the caution now from Luke, who triggered the second round of stops. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Absolutely mega stuff from Luke there. He called it very early on, didn't he? And then it has really been magnificent. Same with Jay Higgs as well. But Higgs did not pit under the safety car, did he? So Luke is the first runner on the two-stop strategy here. Cody is going to be being the better person now. Serious Mushroom has been into the... No, he hasn't. He's in third position. I apologise, Mushroom. Goodness gracious me, slapped with a wet fish. We got Luke, who is now up into fourth position. Cody in fifth. Vessier in sixth. I'm not sure if I think that's a lot of time he needs to gain on the race leader for Vessier. I think it's a bit too much. The hard tyres will be easily able to get to the end on field then, but they will not be as quick as Vessier on the soft tyres. He is going to be quicker than a hiccup now as he's now all over the back of Cody. TK and Winnie are also fighting as well. Winnie's just coming to the pits and fitting a set of soft tyres there. And alongside goes Vestier down into turn 1, passes the Aston Martin, and away goes. Hings is also going to be very much in the position as well. Serious Mushroom up into a fantastic front, but there's going to be drivers after him and Marsky. New Potato 11 seconds in front at the moment. Oh my word, incredible racing out there, magnificent stuff indeed. What I love about this race is that I think that do you reckon the safety car is what's thrown a spanner into maybe into the potential one-stop run here? Is that safety car really thrown a curveball in this one tonight? Because I was not expecting a two-stopper around here. Here comes Vessier, passes Luke up into fourth position. Luke will easily get to the end on these medium tires in fifth, and may even cause Vessier a couple of problems towards the end, depending on how long those soft tires go. But we've seen in earlier races that the soft tires should get to the end there. Into the pit, Scooby Stew then on the soft tires. Scooby Stew going for fast slap here in this one. We got Smithy Almighty getting past Winnie and up into 12th position here. Well, this is going to be a very much, as I said, a barnstorming end to this race. Evening recovered from my BTCC race last night, wishing Aston a great 4 or 5 laps. I love it. Going down into turn 1, yellow flag in sector 3. It starts actually down the way, doing very good stuff, very good thing indeed. Serious Mushroom now, is very close to the back of Mars. But Vessier then getting past Serious Mushroom. Duncan Dave down in 11th position now as the two Williamses are swap position there. Winnie getting past Smithy Almighty, I say, it's easy for me to say, and up into 12th position there. Smithy down into 13th. These soft runners are very quick at the moment, aren't they? Vessier now all over the back of Marsky, and here he goes, and Luke is now all over the back of Serious Mushroom as well then, as the quick runner tires are now starting to storm their way through, but they still got 4 more laps to go. Can the tyres hang on for the final couple of laps here in the Australian Grand Prix? Vessier up into second position there, 11 seconds out. I think that's going to be too much there for Vessier, unfortunately, but a great storming drive, but he just needs to keep up the pace, and that's going to be huge. Serious Mushroom is superb fifth then. Driver of the day then, who is going to be driver of the day, do you reckon then? I think that's going to be very tough indeed, isn't it? There are the position changes at the moment, and it's going to be the story of the race as well. Alibi doing a great job. No penalty either for Alibi in 9th position. Oh my golly gosh, so two retirements, Kiki out of the race, Collins out of the race as well, just on board Jay Higgs at the moment. Marsky has now lost out to Luke, who's made his way up into third position. Luke and Vessier both have penalties, and we'll look at the penalties in just a moment's time now. TK has passed Alibi. He can get 2 in 1 here, and he has got 2 in 1. Passes Alibi, now passes TK as well, and up into 8th position. Really good stuff indeed there. But I was waiting for Farf to chirp up there because, of course, he had an incredible overtake last night. As he really wanted to remind me last night, didn't he, Farf did? It was a great overtake indeed, though. It was TK not as spectacular here tonight for that overtake, but I don't think TK's interested in spectacular, though. He is just interested in getting as many points as he can. It has been quite a difficult Grand Prix for himself and the Williams team there. Duncan Daven is just outside the points at the moment, but he doesn't have any penalties in this one, and there is still 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix as well. The driver of the day is out then. You pick the driver of the day, Sirius Mushroom, Marsky or New Potato. Get those folks coming in there. And Alibi up into 9th position. Vintage in 10th. I thought he was going a bit too wide there, Vintage was. I think Vintage is going to be looking over his shoulder though, because he does have a prowl in Duncan Dave behind him. Winnie is not leaving Smithy Almighty alone here. Is he? Winnie, this is one of Winnie's best route performances in that Mercedes, fighting for every position, and he's also got no penalties either, albeit there's going to be a very, Winnie and Dynamo Dan is going to be having stern words with each other though, as both of them came together at this corner here 10 laps ago then, as oh goodness me, as into the pits comes the Vintage there, and I think the Vintage kind of knew that the writing was on the wall. Unfortunately, he's going to go for passes up then, Vintages. We also got Dynamo Dan going to be trying the same strategy as well. So Luke hasn't really pulled away much at this stage, has he? Luke hasn't. Then he is currently still within that 3-second window, and he's actually going to drop down into 5th with Mushroom 4th and Marsky in third position. Great performance here from Marsky tonight. Magnificent stuff indeed. Brilliant stuff. They keep the votes coming in for driver today. Serious Mushroom's currently has got all the votes. Thank goodness gracious me, Mushroom. Share him out. But he is currently 5th at the moment. Mushroom is there. He's had a great performance, Serious Mushroom. He's looking on for 4th position at this moment. The gap at the front has gone down to 6 seconds, or 6.5 seconds. That is pretty impressive stuff from Vessier. I don't think he's going to get the win today, but once again there, in the last 4 races, and as it stands in the last 4 races, Vessier has not finished off the podium. He's either been 1st or 2nd. Really impressive stuff indeed. The New Potato, though, is going for his first Grand Prix win of the season, and this will also be New Potato's 6th win overall in bronze, which is magnificent stuff indeed. Then I don't think it's the highest winning ratio in bronze. I don't believe. I must admit, I don't actually know what that is, to be fair. I might have to get out the old stat book later on then, or maybe for next week. That's a bit of information for next week, isn't it, really? Because we can't really. We're not about information tonight, are we? We are about the action here in Australia, and with lap 28 out of 29. And I must say that I think the drivers will be happy to see the checker flag. I'm going to be happy to see the checker flag as well, because I'm going to lie down and get some night nurse to me, I think. Goodness gracious me. Absolutely. A couple of penalties there. TK's now the 14 takes the penalties and has all but ended his chance of keeping those points for the Williams team. Duncan Davis doing a magnificent job out there. Serious Mushroom is dropping back now. I think Serious Mushroom will stay 5th now, with Jay Higgs, so it's now starting to prowl down Serious Mushroom as well, as his tyres are, he's been on those tyres for a very long period of time. Then was Higgs has only been on these tyres for about 10 laps or so. Goodness gracious me. Percy, he is watching Big Boy. Goodness gracious me. We've also got Vesher 4 seconds and 2 laps. Can he do the impossible? Tango is saying that. I was selling Vesher a bit short, wasn't I? I was certain when he came in the pits that was almost impossible, but that is absolutely may not be the case. And Higgs said, who's been the super sub in bronze this season, he's been doing a good job, but he's off the circuit there, and that's he's now lost out to Sirius Pasha. Can Sirius Pasha keep that position there with just 14? Oh, well, he's let him back through Serious Mushroom. I'm wondering if he was told by the FIA to give that position back, as Duncan Dave and Smith Almighty fighting for that final point score position. Duncan Dave has no penalties. A great drive from Duncan Dave tonight. Really well done indeed. Magnificent stuff. But Driver Day still up at the moment. Then we've got Serious Mushroom 67% of the vote, 70% for Marsky and Nude Potato. as Donovan Dan is set the fast up race and trying to salvage something which has been quite a horrific race tonight. Then New Potato then, as he is now coming into the final couple of corners now, he knows it. As Vestia, I thought was going off the circuit then. New Potato then, an incredible performance here tonight. It's going to be a very good win indeed then for himself and for the Ferrari team out of the final turn. And New Potato wins his first race of the season. He wins the Australian Grand Prix. Really good stuff indeed there for New Potato. With Vestia in second. Third position is Luke. Then we're looking to see the penalties up and down the order. Then Luke currently third. Is it Marsky in a brilliant third position there? With Luke in fourth, fifth is Higgs, and sixth is Serious Mushroom. Slayer out of the race, unfortunately, and that's disappointing there for Slayer. I didn't see where he's gone off, to be honest, there, but he is out of the race, and that's a big shame indeed. That TK out of the points as well. Duncan Dave up into ninth position, great performance. Alibi, great performance in eighth, and not 10th position for Smithy Almighty as well. Vintage finishing 13th position there. So Slayer then out of the race, and you've got starts coming to the end now. But it's going to be New Potato, the Grand Prix winner here tonight. And he will be overjoyed with this result. That's a fantastic performance indeed. What a great end then. The drivers that hung out on the hard tyres had just about kept most of their position in the end. And I wonder if that's the right strategy. Thinking back on it, I'm surprised about the two stoppers, but I think that was the was the way to go. I have no idea, to be honest, to be fair. Even after that race, I have no idea at all. So we did say that Serious Mushroom, or we wondered if Serious Mushroom had to give that position back on the final lap. He looks like he did there, as Higgs did go across the first chicane, and Serious Mushroom had to give that position back, unfortunately. So he is not a happy chappy. However, how Serious Mushroom did get was winning the driver of the day vote at the moment. Over a great performance there, but it is New Potato. Thumbs up there, brilliant performance there from New Potato. I think that's his 6th win of his career in bronze, and he's looking very composed on that left-hand side in the Ferrari. He'll be loving that, and Ferrari have done a great job today. Really good stuff indeed. Let's take a final look at the classification, shall we? Well, it looks quite simple, didn't it, from that graph there? Pole position to checker flag there for New Potato, but it was anything but there. Vestia extends in the World Championship. I think New Potato's now in second in the championship, if I'm not very much mistaken. I think he is. With Vestia extending his lead, though, over his rivals. Marsky, great driving third position, and that is the Marsky I want to see. That is exactly the kind of performance we was expected from the young man. Fourth position, Luke today. Great performance there from Luke. Fifth is Hings there. A comeback drive. Good stuff indeed. Serious Mushroom, driver of the day. Brilliant. Seventh is Cody on his debut, on his first start in the bronze this season with a seventh there. Alibi in eighth. Great performance from Alibi as well. Duncan Dave, great performance as well. And getting his first points of the season. Smith Almighty gets his second point score and finish of the season. Then TK in that position. Too many penalties, unfortunately, for TK. And also it kind of come a bit undone there. Winnie in 12th, Vintage 13th, Donovan Dan's fast up in 14th. Retirement was for Slayer, and then Swan Shanks in 16th, and Scooby Shoe 17th, Stars 18th. Other two retirements was Kiki and Collins out of the Australian Grand Prix. Swan Shanks forgot his setup, unfortunately. Then, but as New Potato is coming to the country now, New Potato, that was I think your 6th win of your bronze career, but very much I don't think it was the most straightforward one, was it, for yourself?
Went for the hards and thought I would try it in the end. And then I seen Beviser, he's closed in and passed, but I knew he was in old mediums and they would have had to have stopped, so I sort of just didn't take no risks, tried to keep penalties off and sort of sit in behind him, just use DRS to sit with him, and sort of played out nicely.
It certainly did as well. You said you had no penalties, and I think that I'll probably give you a comfortable cushion there, because a lot of other drivers are getting penalties. How difficult is it to get penalties in this Grand Prix?
Oh, it was very easy to get them. I'm surprised I didn't get any, because usually I'm one of the boys that gets them, so just sort of didn't look as much, just sort of concentrated and tried to keep it within the limits in this one. So, but I enjoyed that race. It was good now. I think me and TK, I think it was the side plug glitch again we touched, but of my footage here, I'll send it in and we can see how it goes from there.
I see. I would not have even admitted that, to be honest, Mushroom. But of course, you're a more honest man than me. but
Ah,
but
we went side by side, and I think he come. But both those was going for the slipstream, and I think he just bounced to the side. It's sort of similar to what happened last year in Australia. Whenever he touched me, I went under the wall in the last lap. But that's sort of one of those things.
And yeah, you set that up in last year then, because with the new configuration of Australia, then that seems to be quite a easy thing to do, and especially with four DRS zones
Yeah.
around here. How difficult is it to stay out of trouble? Then, as you said, the new and TK did come into a cropper in the end, then. But how difficult is it to stay out of trouble, especially with all the gaggle cars you was involved in today?
It wasn't too bad, to be honest, but usually when I sort of was out on my own for a wee while, so I sort of just had to keep it clean. But whenever you're close encounter to the RS, it's very, very easy to make contact. So I was lucky enough to stay away out of trouble in this one. It's about time.
Listen, you're on a good run of form now, and you got third position last week, and you got first this week. Then, and I think you've now elevated yourself to second in the drivers' championship as well. The man that you're chasing at the moment finished second today. Then, so how difficult is it going to be to catch the man who's Vessi who's in fine form? Or are you thinking race by race at the moment? Is it too early to think about championship?
Far too early. I'm not thinking about the championship, to be honest. I'm just going to turn up and do my best and hopefully gather a few points because something you know as well as I do with history, my season can just go heads up.
And we go into Baku next week, and it's a sprint event as well. I'm not sold on the sprint event. What do you think about Azerbaijan and the sprint event as a whole?
Oh, it's going to be a tough one. Anything can happen in that. No matter what sort of gap you have, that could be took away very handy. So that's one of the ones there. You just take it lap to lap.
Very good advice. I might try that, but unfortunately, I can't even get out the pits. Well done indeed today, New Potato. Fantastic stuff, Ben. Vessier finished second today then with, I got to say, Vessier, you had a lot of speed, but firstly, we got to touch on qualifying for a second, because that didn't seem to go your way. I think you invalidated on your final run there. Talk us about that.
Yeah, a bit frustrating. First lap was a bit scruffy, so I went back to back on laps. Didn't have ARS on the second lap, and I set exactly the same time. And then, yeah, final lap was a bit messy, but it was improving. And then, unfortunately, I got invalidation, so yeah, that impacted my race quite a bit.
But you did come through the field then, and you did. And of course, with that safety car coming out, did that push you to a two-stopper? Because I was in the commentary box and I was surmising it was going to be a straightforward one-stopper, but surprised to see a lot of drivers coming for two-stopper. Is that because of the safety car so early on?
Um, to be honest, I didn't know what to go for. Um, During the safety car, I didn't know if I should go on the hards or I should go on the mediums. Um, but yeah, I think the hards was the better strategy, but I had the pace to be there on the two stops. So yeah, congratulations to New Potato on that.
You certainly did, because you was hunted down New Potato in the end there. Did you? Was there any when you was coming through the field that it was getting very, very tight then, indeed, then, especially after that first round of stops then? Was you quite nervous about? Was you quite nervous about getting into any tangles or scrapes then? Knowing the midfield there very much fighting for every point they could. Then was you nervous about that?
Yeah, of course. It was a bit frustrating because on the safety car restart, I went down the inside of my championship rival Dynamo Dan into turn one, and for some reason it gave me a legal overtake, so I had to then let 2 free cars through. So that was quite frustrating. But other than that, the racing tonight was quite clean. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Other than that.
And of course, we end on the championship. Then, of course, you've taken you've extended your lead in the championship now, with Donovan Dan having a nightmare day. But now New Potato is your closest rival, if my maths is correct. So that's a big if. New Potato says it's too early to think about the championship. Are you feeling the same way? Are you just taking it race by race there and just getting these points in the bag?
I'm kind of thinking about it, but then we still got like 20 odd rounds to go, so I probably shouldn't get overexcited for being in the championship league. But yeah, I want to carry on extending, but yeah, I don't know what to do.
That's going to be a difficult one indeed, then. And unfortunately, I ain't going to be able to help you because, goodness me, I would be nowhere near where you are. Well done indeed, State, to New Potato and to Vestia and to Marsky as well, of getting a podium as well. I don't think Marsky wants to talk to me, which I understand completely after me being very rude to him on the old on the old season review last season. He had a great result today as well, Marsky did, with third position. And that is going to be it for the championship of ALR Gold, Silver, and Bronze here in Australia. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Absolutely mega stuff. A lot of penalties, a lot of incidents, a lot of intrigue as well. Of course, the Drivers and Constructors Championship for ALR will return in a week's time in Baku, then where we go for our first sprint race of the season. We got one of 6, I think. Tomorrow night, though, we are still staying in Down Under in Australia for the Formula 2 Championship. I cannot wait for that one. That one is going to be pretty mega indeed then, so don't go anywhere. Join us for some midweek racing then in F2. But from gold, no, from bronze, it's goodbye.